Welcome everyone to my new video on the combinations to see a loyal partner or a dedicated spouse. Before beginning, I would like to thank those viewers who have requested me to make this video after watching my video on the cheating spouses. So they wanted to know what are the combinations with the help of which we can find out about a loyal and a loving partner. So I am going to talk about those combinations which are very easy to see and they are very logical, and you do not have to remember any particular thing, and you have to go by the logic of the way I am going to tell you, and it is going to help you a lot in understanding your partnerships or your marriage. So first of all, you have to pay attention to the seventh house, because this is the house of your partnerships, this is the house of your marriage and your spouse. So this house should not be under any maleficence or any malefic presence of planet or aspect of any planet. So if this house is vacant, it is a good sign, because it is going to tell you that you are going to marry well, you are going to marry to the right person. So having a vacant seventh house is a good thing. Many people, they do get scared. They will say that there is no planet sitting in my this and that house, so do I have to worry about that? No, not at all. You have to be happy that there is no malefic presence, there is no malefic influence on that house. So after that, you have to see the presence of any planet in the ascendant. If there are benefics sitting in your ascendant and they are looking at your seventh house, it is a good sign. It shows that you are going to marry under very benefic influences. You are going to marry somebody who is going to be very well placed. So it is a good indication for your marriage, especially if there is planet Venus sitting here. It means your partner is going to give you lots of comforts, and they are going to be very material in its nature. If planet Jupiter is sitting here in the ascendant, it means that you are going to be very wise, and based upon your good behavior, your partner is also going to behave in a very harmonious manner. If you happen to have independently placed Mercury in your ascendant, it means that you are going to marry a very intelligent partner, and the partner is going to keep the marriage very harmonious. If you happen to have a benefic moon present in your ascendant, it means that your partner is going to be very caring towards you. So that is also a good sign. But always remember that the planets which are sitting in the ascendant, they should themselves not be in debilitation, or they should not be aspected or influenced by any other malefic planet. Only then their aspect from the ascendant to the seventh house is going to work in a positive and harmonious way. After you have seen this, you have to bring your focus to the seventh lord, because the seventh lord is the manager of your marriage, and that is your spouse. So if your seventh lord is well placed and well influenced in your Rashi chart, it means that your spouse is going to be very dedicated towards you. If your seventh lord is in its own sign, it could be present in the seventh house itself, or it could be present any other place in your Rashi chart, in its own sign or in its exaltation sign, then also you will get a very good partner. But this is not the end of it, because you have to ultimately come to the Navamsha chart, because whatever picture you are getting from your D1 chart is not foolproof, because people do change after after their marriage and after they turn 30. So you have to bring your focus to the sign where your 7th lord is falling in the Navamsha chart. So if it is sitting in exaltation in your Rashi chart, you have to see in which sign it is falling in your Navamsha chart. So if your 7th lord happens to sit in its own sign or in its exalted sign, it means your spouse is going to give you happiness. Your spouse is going to be a really good person. If your 7th lord happens to sit in a benefic Navamsha, that is also a good sign. It means that your spouse is going to be very nice towards you. So what are the benefic Navamshas? Suppose your 7th lord happens to be Mars. So Mars is basically a malefic planet. But if planet Mars goes to a benefic Navamsha, that could be the Navamsha of planet Jupiter, that is in the Sagittarius sign or in the Pisces sign, or it could be in the sign of Virgo or in the sign of Gemini, or it could be in the sign of Taurus or in the sign of Libra or in the sign of Moon. But in the sign of Moon it becomes debilitated, so we are not going to consider Moon here. So if planet Mars goes to the benefic Navamshas, it means your spouse is going to be nice towards you. So you can expect good results from your marriage partner. After you have seen the strength of your 7th house and the 7th lord, you have to bring your attention to planet Venus, because Venus is a significator of relationships, of marriage. Whether it is a female chart or a male chart, you have to bring your focus to planet Venus. You have to see where it is placed. Now Venus should be well placed in your Rashi chart, and it should not be afflicted by any malefic. After this, you have to see the repo of planet Venus with Mars. If Venus is placed with planet Mars and there is a benefic planet aspecting this combination, then your spouse is going to be very loving towards you. If planet Venus is aspected by planet Jupiter or planet Moon, then also your partner is going to be very loving towards you. If planet Venus is aspected by planet Mercury, then also your partner is going to be very affectionate towards you. After this, you have to see the presence of planet Venus in the Navamsha chart. If Venus is present in its own sign or in the sign of a benefic planet, which I just discussed, then your partner is going to give you lots of happiness. If Venus is in the same sign as your Rashi chart, then also you can expect good results, because then Venus becomes Vargotami. A planet that is Vargotami is always going to give you good results, especially if it is a benefic planet like planet Venus. After you have seen this, for the female's chart, you have to pay attention to planet Jupiter also, because Jupiter is a significator of home life and husband. So Jupiter should be well placed in your main chart. Jupiter also signifies marriage. So if Jupiter is in its exalted state, or it's in the Mool Trikon sign or in its own sign, then you can expect your husband to be very kind. But if Jupiter is debilitated, or if Jupiter becomes debilitated in the Navamsha chart, or if it is afflicted by Rahu, Ketu, or by planet Mars or Saturn, then you can expect some difficulties coming through your marriage partner. So Jupiter should be strong to give you a healthy and a good loving partner. After that, you have to bring your focus to the second house, because the second house is the 8th of your 7th. So if there are benefics aspecting your second house, or if benefics are posited in the second house, then you can expect a happy married life. After that, you have to bring your focus to the 12th house, because the 12th house is also the trik house to your 7th. It is the 6th house to your marriage. So if benefics are present here, or they are aspecting your 12th house, then also you can expect to get very good results from your marriage or your partnerships. After that, you have to bring your focus to the 6th house, because 6th house is another trik house to your marriage. It is the 12th house to your 7th. So benefics present here will give you happiness in your marriage, and malefics present here will give you some difficulties in your marriage or in your partnerships. After that, you have to see the 10th house from your 7th. If the 10th house is having benefics aspecting, or benefics are present in the 10th house, then you can expect comforts coming through your partner, and your partner is going to give you lots of happiness. After that, you have to come to the Navamsha chart, because the Navamsha chart is going to tell you about the kind of partner you are going to attract and how much sincere you are towards the marriage. After that, you have to bring your focus to the Navamsha chart, because Navamsha is the ultimate chart to see the happiness of your partnerships or your marriage. If your Navamsha ascendant is well placed in the Kendra houses, or in the trinal houses, or even in the 11th house or in the 2nd house, it shows you are going to get lots of happiness from your marriage. If your Navamsha ascendant sits in the 6th house, or in the 8th house, or in the 12th house, it shows that you are not very keen on your marriage, and you do not want to give much attention to your marital bliss. After that, you have to see the Rahu Ketu axis. If Rahu Ketu axis falls in your 1st house and the 7th house in the Navamsha chart, then also marriage is not going to give you happiness. But if the ascendant is having benefics like Jupiter or Venus, then you can expect good results from your marriage. So friends, Navamsha chart is also going to tell you about the kind of spouse that you are going to attract. If the 7th house in your Navamsha chart is aspected by benefics, and if the 7th lord is also well placed in the Navamsha chart, then also you can be rest assured that your partner is going to be very loving and good towards you. So friends, there are many more combinations which you can apply and which will tell you about the happiness that you are going to get from your spouse, but these are some of the very basic things which you can always apply yourself, and you can figure out what kind of a spouse you are going to get. If you happen to have these placements and these combinations, then you can be very happy that you are going to be blessed with a very loving and affectionate partner. So friends, this was all about the combinations to see a loyal partner. Stay connected, because I'm going to come up with my another video on Rahu's placement in the 8th house, and I want to thank you all for listening.